Hi, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I want to break down the hows and the whys of cannabinoids so that you can better understand how cannabinoids work for you and why it's important to work with the best products that you can find. Before I get started, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Michelle Green and I live in Kingwood, Texas. I learned about CBD and cannabinoids a few years ago when a friend of mine was in a really bad accident. She sustained fourth-degree burns on a large portion of her leg. And being an esthetician, I understand how painful burns can be. The skin has a whole lot of receptors, hot, cold, and pain receptors. So when a person gets burned, that sensation of burn just continues. And when I would go visit Kelly, she was taking pain medicine to help her with that. And the pain medicine was really not making her feel very well. She was lethargic, she'd be tired. It was really hard for her to even wake up and have a conversation with me. And I went back to visit her a few days later and she was a completely different person. She hadn't had any surgeries or even seen the doctor, but she was totally changed. And I asked her, like, what's going on? She said, girl, I started taking CBD, which allowed me to stop taking my pain medicine. I'd never heard of it, so I didn't know what she was talking about, but I was really intrigued because I do understand the skin, and I knew that if something like this was helping her and it wasn't a drug, that I wanted to know more about it. She was all bubbly and happy, and I could definitely see the difference right away since 2 days before when she could barely wake up to hold a conversation. So a few months after that, another friend introduced me to a product, a CBD product that she was selling, and I wanted more information. After I'd seen what it had done for Kelly, I wanted to know a lot more about CBD. But I also had a lot of questions. I had no idea where it came from. I didn't know anything. So I got my information and I'm going to share with you some of those questions and some of those things that helped me to understand what this industry is about, how cannabinoids work for you, and why it's really important to understand what you're taking and where it comes from. So give me just a second and I'm going to share some pictures. That's how I learn best. So if you look here, you can see the hemp and marijuana plants separated. Now, they're both cannabis plants, but they're definitely different in a lot of ways. Hemp is a plant that's really low in THC. In fact, they call it a trace THC, whereas marijuana is going to be high in THC. THC is a cannabinoid, but it's the one that gives you a psychoactive effect. It's the one that makes you high. It's why a lot of people like marijuana. Hemp, however, has a really high concentration of CBD and other cannabinoids, and it doesn't get you high. So it recently has become federally legal in all 50 states, and it's what's creating a lot of craze around the CBD industry. So marijuana has been legalized in certain states, whereas marijuana has not been legalized in other states, and right now it's not legal in Texas. But products that are made from hemp are safe, they are legal, and ones like Sakavu that actually even remove the trace THC is what I use for my family. That was really important to me when I was learning about this industry, to know that I wasn't giving anything with THC to my kids, to my pets, or even taking myself. And a second ago, you heard me mention cannabinoids. THC is one of the cannabinoids. CBD or cannabidiol is another cannabinoid. CBG is a cannabinoid. There's 113 different cannabinoids. There's actually may even be more than that, but 113 that they've identified that exist in the hemp plant. They're naturally occurring molecules and they work very well in our bodies. So I'm going to explain to you how that works. Cannabinoids are super beneficial to our endocannabinoid system. Now, this is a system I didn't learn about in school because they didn't know about it, or they did, but it just wasn't, I still don't think it's in the textbooks today. We have 12 systems in our body. You have the muscular, you have the circulatory, you have the skeletal. We learn about a lot of these systems. Well, the endocannabinoid system is one that they discovered where it brings about a homeostasis throughout all of the other systems. So when you think of like a computer and the motherboard and how the motherboard works with the sound card and the video card and the hard drive and all the things, the motherboard is really essential. That's kind of like our endocannabinoid system. It's really essential to make all of those other little parts work together. So in understanding our endocannabinoid system, you should know we create endocannabinoids. The ones that we take in products from hemp are phytocannabinoids. They're similar and different. So endocannabinoids help our bodies. Whenever we have an imbalance or inflammation or something going on in our bodies where our body is a little out of whack, our endocannabinoid system kicks in. It kicks in a stress response. It kicks in when we have an injury. It kicks in when we're depressed. It kicks in all the time to try to bring our bodies back to a happy place. That's the goal of the endocannabinoid system. So what we've learned is that phytocannabinoids help this system. It really kind of boosts this system into working better and more efficiently for our bodies. How it does this is it interacts with our receptors. We have two receptors in our body. We have a CB1 and a CB2 receptor. CB1 receptors are found in our brain and our central nervous system. They're also scattered throughout our body, but the concentration is around the brain and central nervous system. CB2 receptors are found more in your organs. They're, again, also throughout the body, but they're to help with your immune system. They're to help with any inflammation. So they both work in harmony to bring your body to that homeostasis, but they have a little bit different function and how they work in our body. I've had people ask me about taking CBD, and a lot of people worry, well, if I take CBD, is it going to inhibit my body from producing endocannabinoids? And this is really interesting because with these receptors, our own endocannabinoids attach and bind with the receptors, and so does THC. CBD is a cannabinoid that doesn't attach to the receptor. It actually works with the receptor to boost it and makes the receptor more able to accept our own endocannabinoids. So it doesn't replace what our body does. It just boosts and accelerates what our body's doing naturally. It also works with enzymes throughout our body that can be harmful to our endocannabinoids. So some of the CBD will take up or interact with those enzymes that can affect the fully function ability of our endocannabinoids that we create. So CBD is kind of this really well-known cannabinoid now, but we're learning so much more about the other 113 cannabinoids. They each have some greatness that exists within them, and CBD is pretty great, but we're on the cusp of discovering so many more and other things that we can benefit from the hemp plant that's going to help our everyday lives. So in Cannabinoid products, we actually introduced 5 different cannabinoids. CBD, which everybody hears about, CBG, which is actually a really phenomenal cannabinoid. In fact, Cannabinoid is really focusing hard on this one right now, and we're going to be launching products just geared around this cannabinoid. CBDV, CBN, and CBC. And if you look through here, you can identify that each one kind of unlocks different areas in our bodies to help with different symptoms or different problems that we're having. So it's really important to understand that, hey, I might be having a problem and I need more CBN in my body to help with that, or I need more CBC. So targeting cannabinoids into products is something that's kind of on the cutting edge of innovation. A lot of people have heard of CBD. A lot of people have made products. Some are good quality products and some are not so good. So we're going to get into talking about why understanding that is important next. So why Cannabinoid? Cannabinoid has so many reasons for me personally why, but Here's a couple of really important ones. One, zero THC. That was absolutely a non-negotiable for me, and it's a non-negotiable for a lot of people. Even in states where marijuana is legal, people really want a zero THC product. They want to know they're giving that to their kids. They want to know that they're staying in compliance with their jobs. We have law enforcement that uses our products. We have people who cannot have any part of THC. We have DOT drivers. We have medical professionals that take our products. So zero THC is a non-negotiable not only for me, but for a lot of people out there. The experience that comes with Sakavu is bar none. And we have been in this game for a lot longer than other companies. We didn't get into it last year. We've actually been in it a long time. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the experience in a minute. Bioavailability, it's our body's ability to absorb the product, to use it, and to benefit from it. I'm going to explain how that works within Sakavu and why it's so important to have. And then third-party lab testing. This just makes sure that we're bringing you the best products that we can, and that we have integrity with what we label on our products, and that you can trust that you're getting exactly what we're selling you. So in Sakavu, we have so much experience that it's really fascinating to talk about. We've been farming since 2013, and we've been making products since 2015. Now, in farming, we have cross-hybridized plants. We're doing this in order to bring more and more cannabinoids that we want to seek to the plants. This is not a process that happens overnight. So since we've been farming so long, we have a proprietary strain of plants that is just Sakavus. So we have been working for years in harvest after harvest and really hand-picking our plants. Now, when I say that, I know that sounds a little wacky, but it all starts in the soil with those seeds and with the plants. And that matters in the actual end product. If you're not starting and don't have quality over the beginning, then you're not gonna really know that your end product is worth anything. So at Sakavu, we have really high standards in our farming practices. We, in addition to having the proprietary strain, we use organic farm practices. We work with the Department of Agriculture in Utah, and we stay within those guidelines to make sure that we are bringing the best sourcing and plants that we can to our products. So now that we have the best products, and we do a lot of testing along the way, even with our plants, we go to how we make the products. So we have our experience, we have our sourcing, and now we have to actually make the products. And that comes down to extracting the cannabinoids from the hemp plant. We use a CO2 extraction method. It's completely safe for the molecules. And then we go a step further and we use ultrasonic cavitation to nano amplify those molecules to make it more bioavailable. I'm going to go over that again in just a second. Once we've done all of these things, we send our finished product off for third-party lab testing. That's really important because we have an independent company that dissects our product, breaks it down, and gives us a report of exactly what's in it and exactly how safe it is. It is called a certificate of analysis. And any product that you're using in this industry, you should be very familiar with their certificate of analysis. You should understand what it is that you're taking. If a product has THC, you're going to see it in their certificate of analysis. So that's why it's important to understand that. If you're looking for THC-free products, that's where you're gonna see, is there any THC? How much CBD? How much CBG? How concentrated is this product at the end of the day? And it really does matter what you're taking and why you're taking it. So with the nano amplification, Bioavailability is our body's absorbing it. The nanoamplification is the ultrasonic cavitation, where we can take the cannabinoid molecules and we can break them down to a size that our cells will accept them. This means that when I buy a product and it's not nano amplified, I might be getting 25 to 35% of the benefit of that product. When I buy a product that's been nano amplified and the bioavailability is now at around 90% or above, that means I'm actually getting the benefit of what I'm paying for. So if I'm gonna buy a CBD, I wanna make sure that what's in that bottle, my body's actually using, and it's not just processing it and cycling it out of my body without me really getting the benefit. Next, I want to share a video with you. Now, I've visited Utah a couple of times, and I've actually visited our farm. So I've gotten to see our plants. It is really, really an awesome place to be. I have visited with the farmer. I've done all of these wonderful things with this company, which has really just made it so personal for me in sharing these products, because I trust that I'm sharing with my clients, with my family, the best stuff I possibly can. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you on the other side. So again, thank you for joining me tonight. Hopefully you liked that video. It just reminds me how many awesome products that we have. Now, over my shoulder here, you can see 3 of them. I have these products every single day. So it's the hemp and pea protein shake and the greens that has hemp. And then at night, I take our oils. So when I mix our shake with our greens, let me just tell you, it is absolutely the best shake I've ever had. I have it every morning for breakfast. I could wake up and have eggs and bacon and all of that every day. And I actually prefer this shake because it just tastes so good together. I definitely recommend you trying it. The 3 products together make up our core 3. And in addition to the core 3, we have so many wonderful products. Now, I mean, I could just take this stuff all day. I love the chocolate. I love the taffy. I love our energy chews. Then you get into like our balms. I just recently tried our cream, our citrus cream. It's so amazing. It's like between a body butter and a lotion. Wonderful. It doesn't leave a film on. So I could just go on and on and on about our products. And when I'm able to share them and within 5 minutes, I see a change in my clients, and they're, you know, all of a sudden their hand or their finger that gets stuck every day and they have to fix it, now it's gone within 5 minutes and they're feeling better. It's the best feeling in the world for me. Now, I want to invite you on Thursday night. Our Vice President of Sales, Crystal McMullen, is going to be sharing a lot more about our products. I use the products. She's definitely better at explaining and talking about, because she works in designing and building and selling these products every day. So come back Thursday night and listen to Crystal. You are not gonna regret it. She's super awesome and really, really knowledgeable. She does research every day in this industry. So I invite you back. I want to thank you for joining me. And if you have any questions for me, definitely reach out and let me know, or get in touch with the person that invited you here. Share this out with others. This is something that should not be kept a secret. We should all want to help each other and learning about this industry and growing this industry and helping each other just live happier, healthier lives. So I look forward to seeing you Thursday night. And again, thank you so much as I get to explain the hows and the whys of cannabinoids.